Have you ever felt like something was asked of you long before you were ready to answer? Like your soul made a promise even before this lifetime began. You walk into rooms and feel everything. You sense shifts others don't notice. You carry a weight no one can see, not because you're broken, but because you've been called. But being marked to lead isn't about fame, control, or glory. It's about carrying light through darkness with no one watching. And while the world chases comfort, something inside you whispers, you weren't made to follow. You've done everything they told you and still felt empty. The applause didn't quiet the ache. This world wasn't built for your kind of light, and that's why it tried to dim it. If you've ever questioned why your path has been so intense, why your growth felt forced, and why silence feels louder for you than for most, there might be a reason. Let's look at what truly happens when God marks you to lead, and why only the chosen ones will understand. Sometimes it doesn't start with a revelation. It starts with a disruption, a crack in the life you thought you wanted. Things that once made sense begin to dissolve, relationships shift, comfort fades, the identity you built starts to feel too small. This isn't punishment, it's preparation. When God marks you to lead, He removes what isn't real, even if it hurts. The job that defined you vanishes. The people you leaned on disappear. Your plans collapse because they were too limited for what's coming. Leaders aren't born in palaces. They're carved in the wilderness. And in that emptiness, something begins to form. Not a new identity, a deeper remembrance. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start hearing, "Now you're listening." Once your outer world crumbles, the real battle begins, not outside, but within. There's no more hiding behind performance, validation, or achievement. You're pulled into silence, into stillness, into parts of yourself you never wanted to see. Because true leadership doesn't start with telling others what to do. It starts with confronting what you've avoided. Old wounds resurface. Fears you thought you buried return. But this time, you don't numb them, you meet them. And in the tension between who you were and who you're becoming, you realize no one else can walk this part for you. That's the cost of being chosen. But that solitude, it awakens something ancient. And from that inner silence, something else begins to speak. Not your mind, not your fear, but the voice that's been waiting beneath it all. You're not just getting ideas, you're getting downloads, visions, inner urgings that feel more like assignments than inspirations. The world calls it intuition. But for the chosen, it's divine strategy. You begin to see ahead, feel what's coming. You're drawn to people, places, and decisions you don't fully understand until later. It's not random. It's alignment. And while others are waiting for signs in the sky, you're being guided from within. But this kind of clarity comes with weight. Because now you can't unsee, you can't unknow. And you can't keep pretending you're ordinary. So you stop explaining, you stop shrinking. Because deep down, you realize you were never meant to blend in. You walk into a room and energy shifts. Not because you try, but because you are. People feel it. Some are drawn. Others are uncomfortable. But almost always, something stirs. That's what happens when your spirit carries truth. It becomes a mirror. Not everyone is ready to see themselves, but they'll never forget how they felt around you. You're not here to impress. You're here to illuminate, to wake up what's been asleep in others. And that kind of power can't be taught. It can only be remembered. Now take a breath. Not everyone will understand this. But if something in your soul nodded with these words, you already know. You weren't just marked to lead. You were designed to. Not through titles, not through applause, but through presence, truth, and unwavering purpose. And the real question is, are you ready to lead, even when no one is watching? Because the ones who are chosen lead long before they are followed. If this spoke to you, our next video reveals why the universe protects those marked by God. And what happens when you finally accept the mission?